Most badminton players trying to hit harder do the same thing. They swing their arm faster, tense up through the shot, and grip the racket tighter because tighter feels more powerful. Every single one of those instincts is wrong. Forearm pronation alone contributes up to 40% of total smash power, and the grip timing that unlocks it requires the exact opposite of what your instincts tell you to do. The players hitting through you at the net aren't stronger. Here's what it is. Everyone thinks racket speed comes from snapping the wrist. It doesn't. Research comparing forearm pronation to wrist flexion found that pronation produces 16% higher racket head velocity and 70% higher angular velocity, 16% and 70%, from the same swing with different mechanics. The wrist snap most players rely on is the weakest possible way to generate speed, and it's also the most common cause of wrist pain in recreational badminton players, because small joints are doing a job they were never built for. Wrist flexion is bending the wrist forward like shooting a basketball. Pronation is rotating the forearm so the palm faces downward like turning a doorknob aggressively. Hold your racket out right now and try both. The doorknob rotation moves the racket head faster every single time. That rotation is what elite players are doing when their smash sounds different from yours. The second thing killing your racket speed is gripping too early and too tightly. A tight grip locks the forearm muscles, prevents pronation from happening freely. The physics are straightforward. A whip cracks because the handle decelerates and the tip accelerates past it. Your racket works the same way. If you're gripping tight through the entire swing, the handle never decelerates and the head never whips through. You get a stiff push instead of an explosive snap, and the shuttle goes nowhere near where it should. The correct sequence feels counterintuitive the first time you try it. Relaxed arm, relaxed grip through the backswing, and most of the forward swing, then one explosive squeeze exactly at contact, followed immediately by relaxation again. Relaxed, swing, squeeze, impact, relax. That rapid tightening at contact stabilizes the racket face and transfers all the energy into the shuttle. Too early kills the speed. Too late loses the control. The timing is everything, and it only comes from deliberate practice, not from trying harder with what you're already doing. Pick up your racket right now. Extend your arm forward, palm facing slightly upward in a supinated position. Then rotate your forearm explosively downward so the palm faces the floor. That's pronation. Do it 30 times with just the racket focusing on how fast the head moves at the end of the rotation. It's not the shoulder. It's not the wrist bending. It's the forearm rotating and the grip tightening at exactly the right moment. When you start feeling the difference between a wrist snap and a forearm rotation in shadow practice, take it to actual shots. Start with drop shots and clears rather than smashes. Most people try to fix their smash by practicing smashes, which is like trying to learn a new golf swing during a tournament. Stay with me here. The forearm doesn't work alone. The kinetic chain feeds it. Your legs push off the ground, hips rotate, trunk opens, elbow leads forward, and then the forearm pronates at the end. Players who pronate correctly but skip the body rotation still produce weak shots because the forearm is trying to generate power from scratch. The pronation is the last link. It needs the whole chain behind it to produce what it's capable of. Forearm rotation with a weighted racket or a racket with a head cover. Hold it in your normal grip at shoulder height and rotate back and forth between supination and pronation as fast as possible. 100 repetitions. The resistance of the head cover forces the forearm muscles to work against load through the same range of motion used in every forehand stroke. 2 weeks of this daily, and the rotation feels faster and more natural on court because the muscles doing the work have actually been trained to do it rather than just accidentally using it occasionally. For most players, the pronation direction is weaker than supination because badminton has trained the supination muscles through backhand strokes more than the pronation muscles used on forehands. The weaker direction is the one limiting your smash speed. The change is mechanical, not physical. You don't need stronger muscles. You need the right muscles firing in the right sequence at the right moment. Forearm pronation instead of wrist snap. Loose to tight grip timing instead of permanent tension. The chain firing from the legs upward instead of the arm trying to do everything alone. The players whose smashes sound different from yours figured this out. Now you have two.